Okay, so get ready because today we're going deep on something pretty unusual.
Definitely different.
Yeah, and maybe a little bit smelly, I guess you could say.
Hmm.
We're talking about paper made from elephant poop.
Now that's not something you hear every day, huh?
I know, right?
But you know what? There's actually some pretty fascinating science going on there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And it's also a surprisingly eco-friendly way to think about making paper.
Exactly. So we're diving into this Taiwanese textbook we found,
Okay.
and it talks all about how they make paper from elephant poop.
Hmm.
And get this, it all takes place at an actual park in Thailand.
At part.
Yeah, it's called Elephant Kupu Paper Park.
Wow, they really lean into the theme.
Right.
So is this like a real place where people visit?
Yeah, it is.
Gotcha.
It was established in 2005, and the textbook actually describes what it's like to go on a tour there.
Okay.
So you
Yeah.
can imagine, like, you're there, you're surrounded by these amazing animals, and then you learn that their waste actually has a purpose.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense when you think about it. Elephants eat a ton of plants.
Yeah.
All that fiber has to go somewhere, right?
Exactly. So this textbook actually walks us through the whole process of how they turn elephant poop into paper. And honestly, it's simpler than you might think.
Okay, I'm all ears.
So it all starts with the visitors.
Okay.
Each visitor gets to collect half a bucket of elephant dung.
Half a bucket. That's a lot of material to be working with.
I know, right? But that's where things start to get really interesting.
Okay.
The next step is they wash and boil all that dung.
I see. So I guess that softens up the fibers and gets rid of anything that shouldn't be there.
Right. And it's kind of cool when you think about it. You're taking something that's usually just considered waste,
Yeah.
and you're finding this hidden potential within it.
Turning trash into treasure.
Exactly. And, elephants can produce a lot of dung, like over 100 kilograms per day.
Wow. That's a mountain of potential paper fiber.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So after they clean it and boil it, what happens next? Does it go into like a giant blender or something?
Not quite a blender, but it does get spread out onto a screen,
Okay,
sort of like a giant mesh filter,
I see.
and then they just leave it out in the sun to dry.
So all those fibers from the plants, the elephants eat those, become the raw material for the paper.
Precisely. And that's where the environmental benefits really start to shine because, with traditional paper production, you have to cut down trees,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of chemicals involved in that whole process.
Right.
But with this method, you're using a natural resource that's readily available.
So you're not only making something useful out of something that would just be discarded,
Yeah.
you're also reducing the impact on our forests.
It's a win-win.
Yeah. It's
Oh.
pretty amazing when you think about it.
It really is. And it kind of makes you wonder what other overlooked resources are out there.
Right.
Could we apply this same kind of thinking to other animal waste products? I mean, who knows what possibilities are waiting to be discovered?
That's a great question to think about. We can turn a problem into a solution.
Yeah.
And who would thought that elephant poop could be such a valuable resource?
Well, that's why we do these deep dives, right? Always something new to learn.
That's for sure. Well, on that note, thanks for joining us for another deep dive. We'll catch you next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.